Learning how to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time isn't easy. But according to experts, it can be done, and, what's more, it's actually more beneficial and sustainable for your body in the long run. The term used to call it is body recomposition. But before discussing the body recomposition, let's start with the basics. What is body composition? Our body composition is the ratio of fat mass to lean mass in your body. Sometimes, body composition is used interchangeably with body fat percentage, but body fat percentage is just one part of your overall body composition. Lean mass includes muscle, bones, ligaments, tendons, organs, other tissues, and water. In other words, everything that's not body fat. Depending on what method you use to measure your body composition, you may see water as its own percentage. What is body recomposition? Body recomposition refers to the process of changing your ratio of fat mass to lean mass. That is, losing body fat and gaining muscle mass. The goal of body recomposition is to lose fat and gain muscle simultaneously, unlike the traditional approach of bulking and cutting, in which you intentionally put on a lot of weight first, muscle and fat, and then go through an intense calorie deficit to lose the fat and reveal the muscle underneath. Many people think that true body recomposition is impossible because of this conundrum. To reduce your body fat, you have to eat fewer calories than you burn. To build muscle, you have to eat more calories than you burn. However, your body is smarter than you may give it credit for, and by keeping a close eye on your diet and your training, you can absolutely lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. A study found that men eating in a 40% energy deficit for 4 weeks while resistance training, doing high-intensity interval training, and consuming a high-protein diet were able to increase their lean body mass. A second study found that women who did resistance training and ate a high-protein diet simultaneously lost fat and built muscle. So how can you achieve both at the same time? First, let's see what the 3 key ingredients for muscle growth are. 1. Eat enough protein. Eating more protein has been proven to be a trusted way to gain muscle without adding more weight. This study discovered this while studying the impact of a higher protein intake and exercise on preserving lean body mass. One recommendation is that you consume protein according to your body weight. So if you weigh 120 pounds, your daily protein intake should be about 120 grams. The purpose of this is to ensure that your body receives an ample amount of energy to boost muscle gain. A perfect way to have your necessary protein consumption is to include protein in all your meals. If you have 3 to 4 meals per day, consider adding 30 to 40 grams of protein to each meal. 2. Stimulate muscle growth by resistance training with progressive overload. Resistance training is key for recomping. If you want to build muscle, you'll have to lift heavy things and ensure that your body has enough calories and protein to adapt by building more muscle. When you lift an object, or your own body weight, enough times, your muscles reach the point of failure. This causes your muscles to tear and break down. When your muscle rebuilds itself following the workout, it'll be bigger and stronger than before. Then you do it again. 3. Sleep and recovery. If people are poor sleepers, they will not burn fat as efficiently, and it's much harder to build muscle. People who don't get enough sleep are always hungry, which means they are at risk for consuming above and beyond the number of calories they really need. And there are several studies to back this up. One published by the Public Library of Science studied 1,024 people's sleeping habits. The participants with short sleep had elevated levels of certain hormones related to appetite regulation, and an increased BMI was shown as proportional to decreased sleep. And of course, the other factor, hydration, is also and always super important in body recomposition and everyday life. How can I lose fat at the same time? In this case, it is easier with fat loss. The only ingredient is, be on a calorie deficit. If you are already eating enough protein, doing resistance training, and recovering correctly, you only need to be on calorie deficit. How can you gain muscle on a calorie deficit? If you have fat stores, and we all do, you do not need to be in a caloric surplus to rebuild muscle. The calories stored in your fat cells act as this required energy. Final thoughts. When you decide to lose fat and gain muscle, you may be interested in seeing instant results within a few weeks or so. Here's the deal. Monitor your progress every 2 weeks, but don't expect big changes too quickly. The better you get at growing muscles, the slower the muscle gain will be. Likewise, the less fat your body has to burn, the slower your fat burning process will be. Thus, the bulking phase is designed to go from big results to slow changes. When the changes you observe in your fat loss and muscle gain plan change, stay motivated. That's just how your body is designed. And it implies that you're closer to your goal than ever.